I'm Dina Rooney, formerly known as Dr. Dina Rooney. I grew up in Stark County, actually graduated from Jackson High School. Over the last decade before I retired in 2016, I specialized in women's cancers, so breast and other gynecologic cancers. The financial stress of cancer now has a term. It's called financial toxicity, and it's considered a side effect of cancer. So in the last 5 years, this term has started showing up in reports, and they are describing financial toxicity as the new side effect of cancer treatment. It's not really new. I think it's just more acknowledged and recognized because of the absolute prominence of financial stress to cancer patients. I saw people that had to keep working regardless of how sick they were because they would lose their jobs or lose their insurance, perhaps for themselves or their whole family. Even a bigger deal for single women, as many times single women are the sole breadwinner, the person that carries the insurance, etc. Up to a third of people that are undergoing cancer treatment at some point in their journey are forced to relocate or change their living conditions because they can no longer afford their mortgage or their rent. So people move in with family or friends sometimes, and that's something that's actually really appeared on the horizon in the last 5 to 6 years. Whether you have insurance and work, what your financial situation is, anybody who gets a diagnosis of cancer, unless they are truly wealthy, will have some kind of financial stress. The average American gets financially stressed if they have more than $400 in a single month above their normal expenses. Cancer patients are 2.5 times more likely to be bankrupt than average Americans without cancer, and up to a third of cancer patients have to change their housing situation because of their financial situation. They are now showing statistics that if you have oral chemotherapy, meaning pills that you take instead of IV chemotherapy, the copays on those drugs are very high, and $2,000 is the tipping point. If somebody has to put more than $2,000 out of pocket, they often stop their therapy. I was an associate member of the Mercy Service League for most of my career, but the last year I was working, they approached me to tell me about this novel new event that they were going to have for the first time called Why Women in Shoes. They actually picked that group of patients that I was most devoted to and were going to give money for practical things. So things like groceries, help with gas, help with medical bills, potentially help with childcare, all the things that might help the day-to-day lives of these women be improved by deferring some of their financial stress. Cancer is so prevalent that we see what people show us, but we all know that their lives aren't easy. And so when you actually dig deeper and you try to explain these issues to people, it's hard not to open your heart. You know, the real purpose for Why Women in Shoes is to try to help people improve their quality of lives by getting them what they need. People still need to buy groceries. Sometimes they need to buy very specific things in nutritional supplements. Some drugs even are not covered under Medicare because they're for quality of life. So if you're already financially challenged by your medical bills and your furnace breaks down or your water heater explodes, there's not a realistic way to come up with that money. And that's the type of thing that this fund can help people with.